Hey, it's been a while. Been a while. Y'all excuse the beard. Just woke up not too long ago. Still got my old school G Unit tank top on. I ain't worried about it. But been a lot going on. One of the things is, we do car stuff here. So I've been working on my Jag, getting it back together. And tell you a story behind this car. Right here. I purchased it about 6 years ago. So this is the longest I've ever had a car. Never had a car for this long, because normally I sell them, I get in them, fix them up, flip them, and let somebody else enjoy it. But I haven't done this vehicle the way that I want to do it. So I held on to it, and I just really didn't have a reason to get up off of it. There were times I did put it in the market. I got a few hits. Nobody came and got it. Blase. The paint used to look good. Now it looks trash because I'm prepping it to either repaint it myself or have somebody else paint it. As you see, it's already pretty smooth. The paint was decent. It just had some stuff going on in the hood and the roof. I painted it one time, messed it up because I laid my clear down. The vehicle was too hot. Came out like hot garbage. I couldn't roll with that, so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna sand the whole thing down to repaint it. I let it sit because we got a few cars over here. Got the big body Benz on the 22s. If you want to check that out, we picked this one up. I think I dropped a few hints on that, and then we still got the van right there. Red car is gone, sold that. But I let the Jag sit, came out one day, and it was not running right. It was rough. I could still drive it, but it was just not running like a sewing machine. And these straight six motors, they are some very, very good motors if you don't know. In this platform, mine is specifically, from my understanding, the X300. Doing some maintenance stuff on it. So I'm gonna turn the camera around. I'm gonna show y'all something very, very interesting. But I remember what I wanted to tell you. I bought this car from an older black gentleman when I stayed in Columbus, Georgia. I think I paid $2,500 for this car. That was 6 years ago. $2,500. When I seen it, I was like, man, that thing clean. I never seen a Jag like this. And for myself, I love classic timeless designs. This is a 1996. It still looks good when it goes down the road. Just like these older wide body Benzes. I call them the wide body because she's thick in the back. So she thick. I love these cars. I love how they designed it. When they first dropped, I fell in love. I said I wanted one, and I had the opportunity to get one for a decent price. I've had this vehicle for about a year. About a year, I put almost 5,000 miles on it, which ain't a lot. So yeah, going back to the Jag, I bought this Jag from an older black gentleman. Only thing I did to it since then, like really major, battery, of course. I put a starter on here, fuel pump, fuel line, not fuel pump, fuel filter. That was the main stuff I had to do when I started having problems. I think the first thing was the starter, and then the fuel pump started to act up. I didn't drop the tank. I ended up cutting a hole in the back. Some of you know about that. And the back part, I'll show y'all when I give you the walk around. But I did that and did some other stuff. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and let y'all see what I'm talking about. All right, so here we go. For those who have not seen it, that's my big body Benz and my staggered 22s. Yeah. Whew. I got it listed for sale, but I don't have it listed for sale because this thing just looks so. You come outside and you see your car, it just make you smile. Look at it. Look at that profile. Look at that profile. And then we got the big truck, like I was telling y'all. Back to the main show. So what I'm doing is changing out these hood shocks. And the reason I want to show you that is because I believe, like I said, I bought it from an older black gentleman. And the car was pretty clean when I got it. This says Lift-O-Matic. When I look at that, I go down, I don't know if you can see it, but it says England right there. I believe these are the original hood shocks. That's crazy. That's crazy that these are most likely the original. I'm gonna look it up. So when I changed out the fuel pump and the fuel filter, I also went in here. I put a new fuel pressure regulator on. I put a new EGR valve. I'm gonna do some maintenance stuff. I'm gonna clean out the mass airflow sensor and the throttle body. What else we gotta do? We got LED lights on here. Well, excuse me, HID. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if somebody got me or from a storm. But you can see the bulb in there. They look pretty good in this car. No dents. No dents. If there is a dent, you barely see it, because I know this one has a few dents. Matter of fact, they go one right down the door. If you can see that right there. Let y'all check out these insides. As we say, them guts. Shoo! Clean. Clean. Don't mind that. That's the residue. I was detailing it yesterday. Look at that. My leather was getting kind of dried out, so I had to put the sunshade in here. You know how it is. Look at that thing. Clean though. I bought new mats for it, as y'all see. That's the back. I go on the other side. Matter of fact, we might as well just go to the trunk. I do have a little rust in the bottom. I think somebody hit something. And so this trunk pan at the bottom is a crack in it. Eventually I'll get it fixed. It doesn't affect the drivability. Water's not getting in there. Put me a little music back here. Probably 210s, 212s. The itty bitty battery, I'm gonna upgrade that. Little rust right there. As y'all see, just being real, it's a 96. What I did do, and I gotta change out the ones on here too. What I did do is I pulled this tire out. You see it busted. You kind of like see the crack right there. You can see the ground. I took some undercoating, some rust stuff also, and I sprayed under there. I just haven't done this side. We got new shocks on the front, new shocks on the back, but I'm gonna swap them out. Matter of fact, they're already on order. I got new brakes and rotors coming. They're on the way. I got the alternator, the belts, that's already in the house. The sway bar links for the rear, those are on the way. I'm getting some clunking. I think it's this shock right here, but I'm just gonna replace that anyway because this is an older car. Oh yeah, let me go on this side. My sunroof is trash, and that's kind of partly my fault. I cut the seal, so I gotta buy a new seal. It doesn't seal like it's supposed to. Also, the sunroof didn't work when I got it. That's something I gotta get fixed. If you take that tray out, my third brake light also looks like trash. Why I got books back there, just being real. But you can take this tray out and then you can access the fuel pump from the top if you cut it open, which is what I did. With some, I forgot, snips, and just bent the metal back, and I was able to get in there. It was a pain, but I think the other alternative with these vehicles is you have to drop the fuel tank. At one point in time, my vehicle was in the shop because these have metal lines, metal fuel lines, and it got kinked, and so that's why I was not getting fuel pressure. I believe that's probably also what happened with that trunk pan, why it's cracked. Because somebody, I don't know, I have no idea. I'm just being real. But putting the pieces together, if it's cracked and you can tell that it bottomed out on something, maybe it got stuck, and then they also kinked the fuel line when they did it. The crazy thing is I was driving the vehicle and I had no problems. And all of a sudden it just stopped running. But this is the driver's side, y'all see. I'm gonna get some of that touch up black. But the leather isn't that bad for a 96. I made it worse because I had to sit in the sun. I didn't have no sunshade in here. I'll crank it up for y'all a little bit. We have 5% tint on all the windows with a 5% strip in the front. So, you know, if you got a black car, on the inside you got the black tint, it go crazy. Look at that. Standing back and you can't even see. Can't even see. Sometimes I feel like this tint is darker than this tint, and this one, you know, has that factory metallic looking tint, which I love this because it has that bluish tint, but this has you know, that bluish factory looking tint and has 5% over that, which gives it that very, very unique look. This right here just OG old school ducked off, you feel me? Like I said, we got the strip on the front. What I did recently, as of yesterday, is I changed out all the spark plugs and put new coils in here. I bought the cheap coils just to fix the problem, and then eventually I will replace it to the OEM equivalent. As far as right now, this has fixed the problem. And the coils that were in here, they were aftermarket coils anyway. And just imagine, I had this vehicle for 6 years, so they lasted a while. Because I hadn't changed them. I had no reason to change it until I started getting those misfires. Brought the codes up and everything, and that was the problem. I was getting the misfire on cylinder 3, 4, and 6. So this is straight 6, obviously, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I was getting misfire here and here. And I don't have a misfire. So let me back up. I changed them out. It was running good. I let it sit for like almost probably like an hour, because I've done that talking to my neighbor. Just let it sit, let it idle, and it was running like a sewing machine. Then I started to drive it, and this is after I had done everything, and then I got to check engine light, and it wasn't running right. I could feel cylinder 3 was misfiring again. So what I believe happened is that I had got a bad coil. What I did was I took one of the old coils that were good, I put it back in here, and guess what? It started back running better. It still has a slight misfire, but it's not bad unless you just like really know. Some people say it could be the mounts, but I think it's more of a slight misfire or whatnot. And then I have to change out this valve cover kit. So I got oil leaking, and then especially in cylinder number 3, those seals underneath it, the oil is getting down there on the plug. So I have to take care of that. I'll order the kit and everything. Hopefully I don't have to fold those injectors, because that could be a problem when it was running so rich that it dumped so much fuel in there and clogged those, or I should say clog that injector, because it's most likely injector number 3. If it does come to that, then I just buy the kit, replace that, and then have the extras on hand. So let's take this oil cap off so y'all can check this oil, see what we're looking like. Look pretty good. You know, we take care of it. The vehicle only has 118,000 miles. You may say, wow, that's a lot. Remember, this is a 1996. It has 118,000 miles. I got more miles on probably all these vehicles. I got 162 on that one. The Yukon is 170. I think the van is maybe in the same range, 119,000. Which the van, that's pretty good too, because that's a 2008 also with only 119,000. So yeah, But like I said, I got all the belts for it. I got a new alternator. I'm gonna change out this AC setup and put a brand new AC with new AC components on it. It leaks if you let it sit for a while. It leaks, but when you charge it back up, the AC will blow cold. So obviously there's a leak somewhere. We're gonna get a new bonnet for it. See right there. Yeah, get it painted. That's why I've been sanding on it. We're gonna go some 22s, and they are similar to that. I'm not gonna tell y'all which wheels yet, because I want you to be surprised when you see it. And just have this thing. This a car I may end up keeping unless somebody just offers me the right amount of money. But let me finish up these hood shocks. I already did one side. I crank it up, let y'all hear it, and then we'll check and see if that's the original hood shocks that was on this vehicle, which would be crazy. Oh yeah, we got the original book to it too. We got the Jag key. The alarm button don't work, but we got the Jag key with the Jag on there. This vehicle came with both keys. Yeah, I want to say the guy got it, just remembering it, I want to say he said he got it from an auction. Got it from an auction and drove it back. But yeah, that's the original book right there. So let's finish it up. For those who don't know how to change these, it's pretty simple. It's got two clips on each end. So we get a clear shot. A clip right there you're gonna pull up with a screwdriver, and then you got one on the other end. So I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. If not, hey. So make sure I got it right. Shock side down. You just stick it on there, and then push it in. Then you can do the same thing on this side. If I can do it with one hand. There we go. Push that in. Too easy. Sometimes things can be a little bit difficult. And boom, there you have it. Hood now stays up by itself. I had these shocks for like a year, probably longer than that. I just never put them on. It wasn't. I think what it was is I ordered it, but it wasn't that bad when I had ordered the hood shocks, and then it just got worse over time. So let me go ahead and do this stuff, man. Get my vehicle together. But yeah, oh yeah, that feels good. Put down. Boom. Boom. Too easy, too easy. Small stuff. So let's get this thing cranked up so y'all can hear it. All right, we on the inside. Let's check out. Y'all wanna go ahead and crank it up? Matter of fact, let's look at the miles. 118, got the power thing, works. We'll crank up on the first time. Boom. So some of the things I have to fix. Oh yeah, I got the Broadway mirror. See everything. And then you see my raggedy headliner that got wet from that leaking sunroof. The radio doesn't work. So I just leave it alone, and then my power antenna thing is broken. This needs to be fixed because it's not locked in place. But it does work, turn it on. If I need to turn that down. I'm not gonna turn the AC on because there's no, turn it off. So all that works. These have a problem a lot of times. You see right here. I need to get that fixed. That is your computer. That plastic gets brittle, it breaks. It's like that on mine. And then also right here there's a crack you can see. But other than that, let's turn on these headlights. I got one of the bulbs that are out, so I gotta replace it. Shoo! See, it runs pretty smooth overall, but I know. I'm telling you, when I drive it, I know. So we got the LEDs in there. I'm gonna get the LEDs for the bottom also. LEDs in the turn signal. Give it a more modern look. I love these straight six motors. The crazy thing is, I want to swap this out to a V8, but they don't sell the kits for these. They sell the kits for the ones that have the V8s already in them. And when I talked to the company, the reason they told me that they don't make a kit for it is because these motors are so reliable. That's what they make a kit for. So when they told me that, I was like, okay, I might want to, leave it alone. And I understand. My mother had a Jeep back in the day. When the Jeeps had the straight six, a lot of you remember that. And man, that thing would run. That thing would run. So I understand. Look at that. See, you got a slight, I don't know if y'all can see it or hear it, but it has a slight miss. A slight miss. I know it's warming up, but I can tell. We're gonna get it right though. But man, for a 1996, this car runs pretty good. When I drove it the other day, I felt I was more excited to drive this car than I was to drive this one when I got this one back on the road. So, do a walk around again. Look at that tint, man. Shoo, at 5%. And that's with the, look, that was the other door open. Now you can see through there a little bit. And of course we got the sunshade, but yeah, that tint. I don't know if y'all can ride 5% tint, but I put 5 on everything. Check that thing out one more time. We're gonna put some warmth in here. We're gonna change out the door speakers. There you go, I hear it. But again, I just fixed it yesterday, so the computer is relearning. And if that check engine light comes back on, we'll go from there. The trunk button does work. Had to go in there and fix that myself. There was some wires that were cut. I think they got chafed from opening and closing that. For those who don't know, this opens like this. Some people don't know. That's how you fill it up. There's a little thing you pull out and it gets clogged. You see that? So make sure y'all clean that. If I need to clean mine, so I do it. This plastic, it gets brittle and old, but you still want to keep this area clean. There you have it. There you have it. Matter of fact, we're gonna drive today when I go to the gym.